You have felt it, that emptiness after they leave the room, the weight in your chest when you see their name on your phone, the exhaustion that has no medical explanation. You thought it was love. They told you it was love. But love does not leave you hollow. Love does not make you forget who you were before them. What you experienced has a name. It is called energetic vampirism, disguised as devotion. And by the end of this video, you will see the invisible threads they use to drain you. You will understand the exact moment they replaced your identity with their needs. You will recognize the pattern that kept you trapped in a cycle of giving without receiving. Most importantly, you will learn how to sever those threads without them even noticing. This is not about confrontation. This is not about revenge. This is about reclaiming the energy they convinced you to surrender willingly. The narcissist does not steal your energy. They make you hand it over while calling it connection. They frame their hunger as your purpose. They disguise their emptiness as your responsibility to fill. And the most dangerous part is how natural it feels. How right it seems to sacrifice yourself at their altar. You are about to see the mechanics of this theft, the psychology behind why you stayed, and the silent strategy that will set you free without a single word spoken. Because the moment you understand how they did it, you take back your power, not through fighting, through seeing. This pattern has a name. It is called narcissistic supply extraction through emotional labor. They do not love you. They consume the energy you produce when you try to love them. Here is how the mechanism works. A narcissist exists in a state of internal emptiness. They have no stable sense of self, no internal source of validation, no emotional reserves to draw from, so they must extract these resources from outside, from you. They create situations that require you to perform, to soothe, to explain, to prove, to chase. Every time you do this, you generate emotional energy, attention, validation, worry, hope, fear. These are all forms of fuel, and they have learned to trigger your production of this fuel on demand. The confusion you feel is not accidental, it is the strategy. When you are confused, you seek clarity from them. When you seek clarity, you focus entirely on them. Your focus is the harvest. Your attention is the meal. They do not need to give anything back because the system is designed for one direction only, inward toward them. They call this dynamic love because you will tolerate extraction when it is wrapped in intimacy. But extraction is not exchange. Draining is not connection. Let me paint a moment you know too well. It is 3 in the morning. You are awake. They are sleeping beside you. Your phone buzzed 2 hours ago. A message that seemed innocent, but it opened a door you thought was closed. You lie there, mind racing, trying to decipher the hidden meaning. Is there anger beneath those words? Are they losing interest? Have you done something wrong? Your chest tightens, your breathing becomes shallow. You reach over and watch them sleep. So peaceful, so unaffected. So entirely absent from this crisis happening inside your own nervous system. You created this crisis. You know this. And still you cannot stop. Your hand trembles as you reread the message again and again, looking for the version that makes sense, looking for the interpretation that does not hurt. This is the harvest moment. This is when they extract without lifting a finger. Your sleeplessness is fuel. Your confusion is fuel. Your desperate attempt to solve the unsolvable is fuel, and they know it will happen. They have trained you to react this way. By morning, you are exhausted. Your eyes are hollow. Your voice is thin. They wake and notice nothing. Or they notice and say nothing. The cruelty is in the indifference. You spent the night drowning while they slept soundly. This is not love. This is predation wearing the mask of partnership, and the worst part is how normal it has become. How you have stopped expecting them to notice your pain, how you have started believing this is what you deserve. The first mechanism is called intermittent reinforcement. Picture a slot machine. You pull the lever and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You never know which. This unpredictability is more addictive than consistent reward. A narcissist understands this instinctively. They are not consistently cruel. They are not consistently kind. They are inconsistent. One day, they shower you with attention. You feel seen. You feel chosen. You feel like you matter. The next day, they disappear into silence. No explanation, no warning, just absence. Your brain enters survival mode. It searches for the pattern. What did I do to lose their attention? What must I do to get it back? You become obsessed with prediction, with control, with finding the magic formula. But there is no formula. The randomness is the design. Your nervous system stays activated, always waiting, always scanning for signs, always preparing for the next withdrawal of affection. This state of hypervigilance is exhausting. It rewires your brain. It makes you crave the moments of warmth because they become rare. Scarcity increases value. Your own neurotransmitters betray you. You become addicted to the hope of their presence, not to their actual presence, to the hope. And hope, when it is random, is the most powerful drug. The second mechanism is called trauma bonding through the cycle of rupture and repair. Imagine a river. It flows smoothly for a moment, then suddenly it floods, it destroys everything in its path. Then it calms again. You stand on the bank, shaken but relieved. And when the person responsible for the flood offers you a towel and an apology, you cling to them, because they are the only one who can comfort you from the disaster they created. This is not love. This is orchestrated dependency. The narcissist creates conflict. They withdraw. They create doubt about whether they even care. Your nervous system breaks down under the stress. Then they return with a crumb of kindness. A text that says they miss you. A moment where they are vulnerable and you flood with relief, with gratitude, with a surge of bonding chemicals in your brain. Oxytocin, dopamine, adrenaline, all released at once. You forgive immediately, completely. You forget what they did because the pain of missing them is worse than the pain they caused. You are not choosing to forgive. Your biology is choosing for you. They have learned to weaponize your capacity for connection, to use your love as a leash, to create cycles that make you dependent on the very person destroying you. What you felt was real. The exhaustion was not in your head. The confusion was not weakness. The way they made you doubt yourself was not because you were fragile. You were not broken before them. You were not deficient. You were simply human. And they recognized your humanity as a source they could extract from. They saw your capacity to love and turned it into your liability. This recognition is crucial because you may have internalized their narrative, that you are too sensitive, too needy, too much, that your pain is excessive. Your reactions are disproportionate. Your needs are unreasonable. This is the final layer of control, making you doubt your own perception of reality, making you believe that your suffering is proof of your inadequacy. But your suffering is proof of their strategy. Your pain is evidence of what they did, not proof of who you are. There is something waking up inside you right now. A small voice that is beginning to question, a part of you that recognizes this video because it recognizes the truth. That voice is your wisdom. Listen to it. Do not negotiate with it. Do not minimize it. Your body has been keeping score all along, holding the memory of every time they made you small, every time they prioritized themselves over your well-being. Your nervous system knows the truth even when your mind does not. Trust that knowledge. Here is what you do. You stop offering explanations, not suddenly, not dramatically, gradually. When they ask why you are quiet, you do not answer. When they demand to know what is wrong, you smile softly and say nothing. This is not punishment. This is withdrawal of the fuel. You are not leaving yet. You are simply stopping the supply. They will escalate. They always do. Silence from you will trigger them because they have lost your attention. They may become unusually kind. Do not believe it. They may become angry. Do not react to it. Both are attempts to restart your production of emotional energy. You remain still. You remain present but absent, like a body without a resident. Simultaneously, you begin the invisible work. You reconnect with people you abandoned for them. You remember your own thoughts. You notice what you actually want. You stop asking for permission to exist. You do not announce this. You simply begin. A text to an old friend, a hobby you loved before them, a dream you set aside. These small acts are not rebellion, they are reclamation, and they are happening beneath the surface where they cannot immediately control them. When the moment comes to leave, you will not be leaving from weakness. You will be leaving from wholeness, from the certainty that you were never the problem. You are not broken. You were simply loved by someone who did not know how to do anything but consume, and that is the scar you will carry, not as proof of your weakness, but as proof of your depth, your capacity to see goodness in someone incapable of it. That is not your failure, that is your humanity. And now you know better. Now you see. Subscribe to the channel and do not stop at this video. They are still using tricks you have not noticed. The next video will show you how they do it, and once you see it, you will never see people the same way again.